What's poppin'? Peace and crease. Now that I can confirm that the leaked episodes actually were the real episode 9 and 10 of Book 2 Ghosts, now we are actually going to go ahead and talk about it. I actually did a previous recap. I was drunk as shit, so that shit was garbage. But we back. We going to do the real breakdown this time. And this is actually going to be episode 9 and 10 because I already watched both of them and I already know what's going to happen in the next episode. So here the fuck we go. Nigga!
Now, Stars has done it once again. They have fucked up and released both of the Power episodes. So I'm gonna say this now. Spoilers. If you want to wait 1 week for episode 9 and 2 weeks for episode 10, I'm about to spoil both episodes in this video. If you want to know what happens, feel free to stay. But if you don't, leave a like, comment, come back in a week, come back in 2 weeks to find out.
Oh yeah, I don't know who this guy is. Top notch to watch. Kind of has a little ring to it. Let's boogie. But yeah, episode 9 and 10, insane, fucking wild. Gave me a boner. Just kidding. Maybe.
Find out everything that happens. And if you are staying, what I'm gonna do is each of the tabs and labels for each section is gonna be about character. And if you want to know what happens to that character and not other characters, then you can skip to that section. There's also gonna be 2 added names because they were in this episode.
This nigga, he's like, yo, this nigga, what is his name? Top notch to watch. This nigga, it's like he's like reading an instruction manual right now.
So you could scroll through and see who was in this episode if you just
I'm saying these are like very in detailed directions.
want to glimpse and see who was in it but not know what actually happened with them. You could do that as well. So the labels are going to be by characters. And this is 2 episodes worth.
Oh shit, he just said the word label. Sorry to keep interjecting. But shout out my man's No Label the Label. That's my guy.
Of things happening, so it's gonna be a lot and it's gonna be hard to tell you guys what happened without being able to show you and how one thing led to another. So I'll do it by character and hopefully it makes sense. But if you have any questions, like I said, leave it down below in the comments. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let's get right into the spoilers.
The good news, US Cellular gives you $1,100 off any phone with
Boo.
no trade-in needed.
Wow.
So, friend who
Oh,
always has
jeez.
a broken phone
you guys
can
see that
finally get
gasp?
a new.
She was flabbergasted.
So the way I'm gonna try to do this is one person and their story leads to the other, leads to the next.
I'm telling you now, Drew and Diana, scum, slime. Y'all already know, motherfucking hacks.
Lead to the next, and then for all the other people miscellaneous story, I'll do them in their own section. But by the character's name, we're gonna try to have one story lead into the next so it makes the most sense, because the way they did it in the show is they did the stuff first and then they kind of like flashbacks showing how it led to that point. So we're gonna try to do it in chronological order. So first we're going to do the Tejada family because they have the most going on that leads to every other character. So from the Costello mom, Drew finds out that Monet killed Lorenzo. So of course Diana and Kane finds out, and that family.
Okay, yes, we can't just slide all past that. Like, I'm telling you now, like, fucking, like, Drew and Kane, like, they was, like, dressed like the niggas from Tron. Like, these niggas, they would look like goddamn bug exterminators. And I'm telling you, they exterminated the Costellos. I mean, like, Evelyn was sitting there, you know what I'm saying? Like, bitch was looking like that fucking green nigga from Batman Beyond. What's that nigga's name? Blight. That nigga. Yeah. Like, yeah, she was fucked up. There was all this green gas everywhere. And then that nigga, Drew, he all came over and, like, he apologized. And she was like, it's not your fault, basically. And, like, she was, like, blaming Monet. And then she also said that Monet killed Lorenzo, essentially. And, Drew and Diana, kind of, throughout the episode, they kind of is, like, putting 2 and 2 together. But it took Kane to give them 4 because these motherfuckers kept coming up with goddamn 9. But anyway, I digress. It was fucking wild. So, like, the Costellos, no more. Like I said, they're in heaven, nigga. Like, I'm telling you now, like, bro, like, heaven is probably, like, running out of space for nigga. I mean, God. Everybody going these days. Nigga, everybody, bro, there's niggas in the comment section in another video saying that Kane went to heaven. Y'all think?
Family is completely broken and split apart, and now Monet assumes the new head role of control of Noma operations. Basically, she's under Noma and she's the boss of Tariq, Kane, Effie, Braden, and everyone else. So she killed Lorenzo, she took control of that, and now all the kids found out. And then, after finding out this information, Drew and Diana create a plan to take out Monet and then blame it on Reek. So
I'm telling, like, I like to stomp both these niggas out, you know, scrape them off my boot like that nigga Plankton from SpongeBob.
to create this whole plan, after Sags died, they received a letter from Sags in case he died, thinking it would be Tariq that killed him. They sent a letter, Sags sent a letter to them, basically telling Tommy where Tasha is.
This nigga Sax, bro, like, you know, this nigga, he fucking thought he was Ghost.
So they do that to pin Mo.
And then what the fuck, like, bro, like, I mean, this shit, like, bro, like, this shit, like, put my mind in a very bad place. Like, bro, I could not believe it. Like, Diana, the fucking, the grimiest character of them all. Like, you know, she reminds me of those niggas working at fucking Waste Management.
Monet and Tariq against one another. So now Monet thinks Tariq told them that she killed Lorenzo, and now Tariq thinks Monet sent Tommy after Tasha. So they did all this to create the plan for Tariq to take out Monet so they could be from under her, and then they wanted to have...
I can't lie, yo, Diana looking right. But anyway, yeah, bro, this nigga Tariq, you know, he was dressed like James Bond on the final mission. Like, bro was ready to go in. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, Monet took, like, 4 to the fucking, like, gut or to the rib cage, I guess. I don't know. But, like, she got smoked, okay? She ain't all the way a pack yet, but, like, she's, like, 90% converted to a pack. Like I said, Monet, I don't think Monet going to heaven, y'all. Like, I know a lot of these other power characters, these niggas are basically goddamn supervillains, but I'm telling you now, like, Monet is not going to heaven, you guys. Like, that's an evil bitch. But, you know, I kind of felt bad for her, you know, because the whole time she was telling Tariq, like, I ain't sent nobody after your mom. And, you know, she was like, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know. Diana was all apologizing to her and shit. And, like, she was all apologizing to Diana and shit. And then, you know, like, when the fucking bullets came flying from Tasha, of all people, you know, I swear, y'all think I'm fucking around. It's real. If you seen the leak, you know I'm not capping. But pretty much, you know, when Monet and Diana got shot at, Monet, like, jumped in front of Diana, you know, fucking shielded her and shit. Bro, I'm saying, like, Diana couldn't believe it, bro. I felt so bad for Monet for the first time ever.
Have Kane take out Tariq. So their plan was for Monet and Diana to get in the car and talk it out. And while they're driving, Tariq comes up to the side, puts 2 into Monet, and then Diana crashed her car into Tariq's car and let Kane finish off Tariq. So Kane never finds out Diana and Drew set the whole thing up. So that was their plan. Once again, Drew and Diana's plan was to take out Monet after finding out what she did to Lorenzo, Gordo, and didn't just get from under her. They wanted out the game for good. So they wanted to set her up, get Tariq to take her out, and get Kane to take Tariq out so nothing falls back on them. That was their plan. That was their storyline this episode. So we're going to get to everybody else, and then
like, Diana is just so fucking wicked. This bitch, she bought a Monet Tahada costume from the Halloween store.
We're gonna circle around back to them at the end and put all the pieces together.
Starter kit, Monet Tahada.
Cheez-It snapped. How's it taste? It's so thin, crispy, and cheesy.
I don't know, man. We're skipping this shit. Your fucking cheese science experiment, bitch.
Getting into the Tommy and Tasha section because I know a lot of you are here for that. So, Tommy.
Hey, this exact scene, I'm literally going to fucking hold on. I'll pull it up later, but this exact scene right here, when the original teaser came out on Instagram and shit, and I did my video, I was telling y'all, I was like, yo, it's probably Tommy on the other end of that gun. Niggas was like, can't be Tommy. No way. Like acting like that Tommy is like confined to the state of Illinois, like he can't leave Chicago. Like, fuck off, nigga. I told you it was Tommy.
Tommy does find Tasha and Tariq does get there in time. Tommy does not kill her. Tasha actually knocks Tariq out and saves Tommy's life. So her
And like Tariq pulled up like that giant chicken in Family Guy. Like, bro, that nigga was with the shits. He was about to like, he's all like, "I love you, but I put a bullet in you." And then like that nigga Tommy's like, "Well, I ain't surprised you shot that nigga Ghost." I mean, he ain't say that verbatim, but and then after that, like Tariq was actually about to pull the trigger on him, and then like Tasha like knocked that nigga the fuck out. And yeah, when he woke up, like fucking Tamika was there, Tamika Washington, and like she was telling Tariq like, "Yeah, Yaz and your granny eye, but your mom, there's a chance she's a resident in heaven."
her and Tommy basically squash the beef. So they squash it. They're all good. He won't go after her
Yeah, this nigga Tommy, he was like, "Yeah, Tosh, I miss being in the car smoking dope with you cruising around the city."
anymore. Also, when they do this, so Tariq doesn't know. His mom knocked him out. He's taken to the hospital. All he knows is Tasha is missing. So he finally later in episode 10 circles back. Tommy runs into him or comes to get him basically. And he tells them him and Tasha have no beef no more, and he tells Tariq specifically to do nothing. Remember, he told him to do nothing, but Tariq doesn't listen. When Diana comes to tell Tariq the plan to take out Monet, Tariq accepts the plan and goes along with it, not knowing that Tasha was already heading to take out.
Hey, whatever happened to that nigga Celine? That nigga just he got called a fraud and just kind of vanished. Y'all think that nigga actually spooked?
Monet anyway. So when the plan was under motion and Tariq was in position to do it, before he could even do anything, Tasha came by in a drive-by and shot up Monet, and now she's in a hospital in critical condition.
Critical. I mean, nigga, like I said, like it sound like, bro, like what's that expression? What, death knocking at a nigga's door? Like I said, bro, Monet probably next.
Diana and True chose to go along with the plan, stick to it, and blame it all on Tariq. So like I said, we're going to circle around back to all that at the end.
And Tasha, bro, like I said, bro, Tasha hit that bitch Monet with the little Uzi Vert. She shot that nigga. She was probably listening to EXO Tour Life. Money Longer.
At the end, but they chose to blame it all on Tariq. Now, let's jump into Brayden. Now, Brayden, his story is going to seem less interesting right now, but it's also going to come back full circle in the end. So, in episode...
Yeah, Brayden opened up his inner Tommy in this span of 2 episodes.
9. Spoilers. All this is spoilers. Brayden kills his uncle who runs Weston Holdings and
threw that nigga off a fucking roof. I mean, I actually don't want to talk about anybody jumping off skyscrapers because I don't know, but that's basically where my mind goes with that shit. Man, what the fuck? Look, like I said, Brayden sent this nigga Uncle Lucas to heaven. You hear me? That nigga not coming back. And what's even crazier is this nigga Brayden. I mean, this nigga, he wrote a handwritten suicide letter saying it was Uncle Lucas talking about, "Yeah, I feel bad for what I've done." Bro, does that nigga look like he feel bad about what he did? That nigga look like the Joker. If you ever seen like Lucifer, the TV show, that's kind of who that nigga Uncle Lucas remind me of. Just less swagged out.
And writes a suicide note, basically talking about the Ponzi scheme, everything he did. Weston Holdings gets shut down. Tariq loses his trust fund. RSJ loses his money. All that happened. So Weston Holdings is shut down. After killing his uncle, Brayden realized he doesn't want to be in the life anymore. He wants out of this. He's completely done. So also in this episode, in episode 10, Kane and Monet robs Brayden's family because they want their money back that they lost in Weston Holdings. So they go into his house, rob his parents, his sister, and his brother. But Brayden basically completely wants out. Even after he finds all this, he tells Tariq he wants out and wants nothing to do with this. So now with everybody conspiring against Tariq and Brayden wanting out, let's get into Effie and talk about her and her situation. So of course, Effie was
that goddamn charlatan.
in jail. You guys saw in the trailer clip for episode 9, Kane asks Effie to snitch and rat out Tariq. She decides not to do this.
Look at this nigga Kane. He like, I'm trapped in the closet. I'm trapped in the bathroom. I reached for my Beretta. That nigga Kane, bro. Like, yo, this nigga, he probably like was bumping trapped in the closet all goddamn night. Effie is probably like, nigga, will you play another song?
Do this. But her and Tariq going back and forth. Tariq wants the picture of Noma's kid so that he could get at her, use the kid to get from under Noma. So what he does, what Effie decides is, if he gets her out, gets Lauren to recant her statement,
Hang tight,
she
Joe.
will give him the picture and all the information on Noma's kid. And all this works. We're going to talk about it when we get to the Lauren situation. But yes, he gets her out and she asks him, are they even? Are they square? Can they work together again? Can they trust each other? He did her wrong. She did him wrong. All this and that. But he tells her, no, like, we're never going to be good again. Everything's fine. You can figure it all out on yourself. This leads Effie to joining the Kane, the Monet, the Tejada side of things, but she does relay to Tariq the information about Noma's kid. But she joins in on the Drew and them plan, which, once again, we're going to circle around.
Yeah, literally, she tells Norma, she's like, hey, you know Tariq, like, got some bad intentions for your kid. Norma's probably like, what, darling? Like, sounding like that, gotta watch my jokes. I was about to say something about the Queen of England, but like I said, I mean, like, you know? But like I said, this nigga Norma, you know, she is a cold-blooded savage. And she's smart, too. People be like, she's kind of like a female ghost, and you know what? I kind of see it. She cut a bitch's finger off.
Round 2 back at the end, so keep waiting. So once again, yes, Effie gets out of jail. She doesn't rat on anybody. She got Tariq to convince Lauren to recant her statement. She gets out. She wants to work with Rick again, but he decides he doesn't want to do that. So she goes her own way.
This nigga Kane, bro. Like, look at that nigga, bro. This nigga is about to drop a R&B single. Like, this nigga shit is going platinum.
To figure out things on her own. Now,
well, excuse me, Mr. Hollywood.
It's just me
You
and
talking to
the
me?
video. Just one click and bye-bye background.
What?
Easy.
What?
What will you design today?
Losers.
Now, Lauren, she decides she'd never touch Tariq again. She wants nothing to do with him, but Kane kidnaps her parents or ties them up and says if she doesn't recant her statement, he's gonna not kill her but kill her parents and take all her parents. So she does recant her statement, takes out Jenny's whole plan and everything that happened with that. So Jenny is in the fucking hole. Lauren just decides to leave with her family. She wants nothing to do with these people, this life anymore. She's free to go. She recants her statement, leaves with her parents, and that's just that. I don't know if Lauren will ever come back, but that's pretty much how her story ended. Now, this is the biggest reveal. This is where everything circles back. All this, and all I can say is going into season 4, it's gonna be a fucking war. So, what happens is Tariq goes to meet Noma and Obi to reassume the position of the leader, thinking Monet is possibly dead, in critical condition, won't make it. So he goes to steal everything, take everything from under her, as he lost his trust fund in the Westing Holdings debacle. Won't be getting his money back.
Debacle. Nice literacy choice. Ooh.
Okay. So when he goes to do this, the plan was already in motion with Drew and Diana to use Noma to take out Tariq.
Debacle. Just can't get over his literacy. Nice choice, my friend.
So they take his gun, they take him to a room, and everyone is there to take him out. Kane is there pointing a gun at him and is ready to take him out, saying he wasn't going to let him get away with the Monet shooting, not knowing Diana and Drew set the whole thing up. So when they're about to take Tariq out, Tariq throws out his last card, which is he knows where Noma's kid is. He tells Noma basically he has eyes on her, that if anything happens to him, they'll take her daughter out, that nothing can happen, they have to let him go. But just before this, like I said early in the video, it all comes full circle. Effie joined in on their plan because Reek chose not to work with her no more, not to trust her no more, even after he got out of the jet. So she said she had to make a way for herself. She told Noma that Tariq knew where her daughter was,
but she fails to mention that she's the one who found the fucking daughter when they was in Italy. Nigga!
And Noma got her moved or got her to a safe spot. So now Tariq used his last card, nothing else to do, came ready to take out Tariq. But nope, his saving grace, Braden, once again comes back full circle.
This is where they say Braden shot Kane. Also, shout out the nigga Obi. Like that nigga's new name should be OG. Because he gave Braden the heads up because earlier in the other episode, when Tariq was asking for more time, this nigga Obi was like, "Hey, nigga, why the fuck would I give you more time when Norma gonna give me exactly what I want? Green cards for the fam bam." And, like this nigga fucking Tariq was like, "Yeah, nigga, I can get you that shit," and he actually got him that shit. So this nigga Obi actually told Braden, "Yo, they about to kill Tariq, right?" And Braden was like, "What?" And you know what I'm saying? Like that nigga like turned into that nigga fucking Batman when he's in that flying thing, and like he hurried up. And he fucking got there, and he's the one who fucking like came and shot at them niggas. Like, there are theories that this nigga killed Kane.
Comes and has a shootout with Noma and Tejada.
But see, that right there, hold on, I'm gonna just run that back real quick.
It once again comes back full circle, comes and has a shootout with Noma.
See, now, that's the outfit Kane was wearing. So I'm not actually sure if it was Braden and he killed him, or maybe he just like, people are saying that, he just shot the gun out of his hand. So I'm not 1,000. Y'all let me know in the comment section what you think. But I mean, that is that nigga shooting right there. But, it could be one of them situations where like he's hit and in the beginning of fucking season 4, remember how when Detective Howard got hit and then they showed him like right there in the first episode of season 2 in Raising Kanan, they showed him in the beginning and, he was still fighting for his life, We don't know what kind of shit they're going to do, but I mean, they might, you know what I'm saying? Or even like when Angie got shot, remember? Like, it's like, that's how the season ended. And then the next episode, they show she was all fucked up and shit. So, I mean, we definitely seen, like, Kane, that was Kane, bro. Kane got hit, or at least the gun got shot out of his hand. I don't know, man. I don't know, but there he is shooting right there. But that nigga, he do kind of look like he had a stroke or something. It looked like one side's kind of leaning, but I mean, then again, he could just be hiding behind the fucking wall. But I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comment section. Is Kane going upstairs? I thought Monet was next, but it might be this nigga.
Noma, the Tejadas, and everyone else, and gets Tariq out into safety. Now, in this shootout, I'm going to point out real quick, Braden did shoot and hit somebody. In the clip I watched, I couldn't really see who it was, and I'm thinking we're not going to find out till season 4, but maybe with the video I was watching was just a bad video. I couldn't really see who he hit. Interested to find that. Now, I didn't really dive too much into details of everything. I mainly gave a linear timeline of all the events that happened in these 2 episodes, and when the episodes actually come out, we'll dive into everything and what it could mean going forward.
Man, crazy, you know what I'm saying? Seeing my man Package Tejada. Oh my gosh. Man, I bet that nigga feels like a goofball for smoking Zeke.
But all I could say, ending out this video, is season 4 is gonna be a fucking war. And
Yep, season 4 is gonna be like Star Wars episode 3. But yeah, if you enjoyed the vid, like, go sub to my man's Top Notch to watch. Give his vid a like. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.